welcome back to Oakley Hour and day 11 of our Rokr Dream Gift Factory build. So we are going quite well. As you can see, everything is working. I did change one thing. The little elf that we had on this area, I turned him around so he can look out the window. It was the sudden thought, why is he facing with his back to that window? So got him with that, and he's got a little backlight going on as well, so that's really kind of cool. So I did change that, but everything else is exactly as we left. So this is going to go to one side for a little bit now, while we work on some other parts of, I believe, the back wall. So let's get this turned off. Now Juliet's not settled yet, so we may hear some volume. I'm trying to encourage her to eat and go out would be good, and it's not raining, so there's really no excuses. So let's start with this big piece. So we are very nice big piece, so that's why we know it's going on the back, because it's the only place it could really go. So we have a few things in here, and we are starting with the railings which go in this piece. So they get you to I was going to say install the railings first, but I don't think they do. I think that's my imagination, but they do get you to put this in first. So this goes in here. Great big piece. Should have a red top on it, shouldn't it? I know I haven't coloured any of it, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe I should have. Maybe I shouldn't. Who knows? Something that's nice to see the edges, and it makes it more rustic in appearance. But sometimes it's like, maybe I should have, and I think, again, it's just a metallic pen, so it's not gonna. The first coat will always soak in, so I was gonna get that piece and this piece under here. Just a tad, being that it's an outside area. So once that's on, then we take this big piece here with the tab upwards, and that is going to go through this back part here. I should have done that before putting that tab on. And it just squeezes. We're all right. So just make sure it has this on the top there. Then we are doing this piece that will come back any moment. And we are, so they kind of show it as this going in first. I think, well, let's at least test fit this to go in. Okay, else actually I will put it in. So just make sure that the gold colour is pointing outwards, and this one has a hole in which is going to match here. And then it's just got the one tab going to go in the base part. So it doesn't really show whether you should do it this way first or the other way, but one of them. Okay, it's not fully in now, it is. And this one then drops into the bottom like so, and this acts on top here, and there's a tab here and one there, and that's all it is taking. Oh, actually it's not going in the end one, it's going in the one before, so it's just going to go in here, so you're going to have to push down on it. So you can understand if you don't want to put the railings in first. It's just even a bit difficult, dangerous for me, really. Just line up that side. Give it a push. And we are in, like so. Kind of cool. Then we are putting it to one side. We have an accordion piece now, so go careful. And we start with the accordion piece, and it has these two going into this hole and this hole. So it has quite a bit of decoration on here, not coloured, but decoration. You want the curved edge to go towards the top, because this will bend. I don't know how easy that is. I mean, they say to do this first, and they also show this end is already curved, the accordion piece, so well, it automatically curved it anyway for me. Oh, let's try and get it in there then. Like, come back here. It's awkward. There we go. And then we put the two sides on with the decorative parts on the outside. So this one will go that side. Remember, it is an accordion piece, so don't put any pressure on the top. And it has the tabs going downwards. You don't think you can overly get this part wrong really, as long as you're making sure your pattern's on the outside. Okay, and that goes in, and that will go into that wall again, and that goes into the windowy type area here. So just push that in, very easy fit. Then followed by this going on the bottom, so not decorated at all. It has a smaller end going towards the inside here, so it's got a small end and a large end, and that's going to go in here. Just make sure there's nothing else I was meant to have done. There is, you know, these things, which they should be for. Hey, come out the pot. It was shy. Goes in on here, so should have done this first. So it's got a black side and a plain side. I'm not 100% sure which. It doesn't say that the black side has to be painted outwards, but why would they do it if not? A bit dangerous for me to do this out of order, huh? But I don't think it's really overly going to be a problem, she says. And then this one, I think I'm just going to grab a black marker. Okay, I also went ahead and put this colour on here. Let me go and put these back in. Okay, it may look a lot better. Alright, so then we have these two going through here, and then just slotting one going into this side, the smaller side going on, and the bigger side going through. So let's do that. Again, try not to put any pressure on that accordion. A lot easier said than done, my friends. Okay, and then the smaller tab goes at the bottom here and into the base. What it also does not want to do. Oh, I see. This other one's going to have to go in that one too. Okay. Okay, that was in. I'm just trying to have it. I'm too afraid that I'm going to break something, and I have had a few breaks on this, which is rather unfortunate, but it is the way it is. And I did do it red, even though I'm not even sure it's going to show in reality. Right, that goes to one side for the moment. And we bring in another piece, which is this one, which is a piece of card as well. Some little pieces, lots of little pieces. So, first things first, we are going to take, let's see, we're going to take this big weird looking thing, and let's see if I can get this the right way around. It goes through the cardstock first, which you want facing this way, and it goes through those ones, like so, and then that goes through here. So they're like a blacking out the lights, which is kind of cool, actually. Like so. Okay, so you've got decorative stuff on the outside. Then I'll put in these little things, and there's a few of them. So you want two of them being 8s are going to go this side, and 9s are going to go, oh no, an 8, a 9, 8 and a 9. So they do have numbers on them, just. Well, 1, one. Right, that's a 9. So you want them facing kind of upwards. So let's get the 9s in, like so. If I can read those, then okay, it's an 8. Because look at the way I was looking at it, it looked like a B, and you want it with hard toe direction. I think you don't want it that way. I think you want it with an end pointing outwards. Or this top part. So I think that other one's in the wrong way. Don't particularly know why they're showing different, using different pieces. Maybe I should have put these in first. So this one's upside down, I'm pretty sure. I thought it looked like 2 zeros, of course it's an 8. Struggling to get this one in. Doesn't go through the back piece. Probably almost should have done this before I did the other one, and then make this match on the other way. Okay, and this will be an 8, which will also go on this side. And this one's going to go the first one. No, this one. So it does have like a little flat edge at the top here. That's what you want, pointing upwards and out. So it looks like a shelf holder, I'm thinking. It has a bit of decor on, so that's what you're going with, is having the decor towards the outside. That's what the difference is on the numbers. Probably do that before you put that back piece on. The back piece going in was a lot easier than these were. Okay, and that's how they're looking. Then we are putting on the side, which has this piece going downwards, and it's catching here and here, and this tab will go through there. So the hole goes through like so, which at least does have some decor on, and that's held in with one of these, which should have been painted. I know it's a bit late in the day to be painting this stuff, but you know, I mean, I'll probably go over the model in places, and some I won't. Some I'll just keep as is. But things like this, where they stand out like a sore thumb, I'll just go over. It honestly just soaks into the edges. Needs several coats for it to stay. Okay. And then, what do we do? Okay, and now we're going to attach it to the main part. So let's get all these painted first this time. So I'll be back. Looking at how much I pulled, I'm not sure that it's going to get done today. I think it might end up being one more day. Right, so then we pop these through. Got the ends of these in case I needed, and I also put some red on these ones. I had the pens. Why not, right? I also did the edge of here, which I didn't need to do. So push that all the way in. Okay, and then hold it together with these pieces, which the little tabs on the inside go to the side of them to hold them in. So let me just then turn the page and see what's next. This is all still steps 21. What I'm hoping at least to do is get started in 22. I wasn't sure how long it would take, but it took 7 pots for this section, and I think 8 or 9 for 22. So that's where we're looking. Let's get my gold. Do I still have gold here? No, I have yellow. Right. Oh, no, I do have gold. I'll get this while we're at it then. Oh, I think this has dried up. It's definitely not coming out. Feels like it's dried up too, so bear with me. I bought quite a few gold and silver pens just for the season. Makes you wish that I'd probably done this, but there's a lot of intricate parts to it. Alright, let's turn that page. So, is this done? No. Okay, right. We have a window then going in. So we have, what do we have? We have the windowsills going to go in with this holding it together at the back. So 2 G4s, which are here. So let's get those painted then if we've started this. Okay, so G4s go on here. Probably still wet and it probably still have paint on me. Push them all the way in. Okay. Looks lovely. And then a G11 on the back. Hold them in. Not that I think they'd go anywhere, but just in case, I guess. There's a tight squeeze. Okay. Then we are going to put in more windows. One of these has plastic, so let's deal with the one without the plastic. Or are we dealing with the one foot? We are dealing first with the one with the plastic. Got a pen all over me. Let's see if we can find where this plastic is. Hopefully without damaging the thing before I find it. We need our holes out. Juliet's looking at me like I've eaten my food and I want my treat now, which means I have to go and check. Let me try and get this off. I'll get this peel off and go check her food. Okay, and take your G. She hadn't finished her food anyway. Take your G3, put it through here. Put your glass or plastic on the back. All the way in, and then, come on, here you go. Okay, and then we'll put this on here at the bottom. So this will show, remember I said right at the beginning I turned the other one around so it looked through the window. This is for the other one. So that one shows through a window. It's quite clever, isn't it? Quite a nice little detail. Okay, so that's going to be loose at the top for a moment. I'll get the other one in, and this one does not have plastic with it, and it has the brown paper behind it. So this one goes in like so. It just goes in a lot better than I have it. The markers normally dry quite quick, but I do seem to be getting some colour off of it. And then this G11. Ooh, does it go on the back of that? Okay, we know to do that. Like okay, G7 goes through the front of this. Sorry, goes from the back to the front. So it catches the windows here at the top there. So that's what that looks like. We have another G11 to spare. What are we doing with that? We did need 2, so it makes me worry. Oh, I see. I do put it on those ones. The ones where we put them through at the beginning. And do it on here. Quite the detail, isn't it? Okay. Right, that's that. Next pots. Quite through them, 2 pieces, which we are attaching this one to here. Gosh. With this one has decorative side, so let's get this reasonably decorated then. Alright, one side of this actually did have paint. It was already coloured, so what we are doing, I turned the page, I was looking ahead while I was painting. Right, we're popping this in here so that the pattern faces away. So it looks something like so. And that is going to go in here and wrap it around to secure all this in place. She found one of my little squares and was eating it, so hopefully it's not from something that has fallen off. I think there's spares anyway, so I'm going to go with, but she just happened to have a spare. It ended up okay, you know, within reason. Wasn't too bad, just a little bit up. Not terrible. Worst comes to worst, I'm sure I could use it, but however. Right, she's now settling. Right, this will now go on the model. So, what we are looking to do, where's my sticky? Oof, can't find it. Let's use that screwdriver. So we are looking to put the small tab on here. This one here will go inside here. Then we have another tab that's going to go inside there, followed by a big tab going here, and that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all we got. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. This covers up our motor, so let's see if we can get this lined up nicely. Alright, let me face it a moment. Just need to go over a little bit more. Okay, there's one lined up. And that's how it will look from the back. Still nothing to make this move. I'm very confused. Maybe it's just a manual thing. I actually thought it would have been automated, so there you go. Makes me wish I'd painted it brown if it was going to do that, so it doesn't stand out so much, but hey, so yeah. I think this is just not automated. I think it's just manual, because I didn't see anything. And this was the part I was saying I wish I painted it brown to be a bit better. So let's keep it close. It will be a surprise then. Right, now we've got that on, we are finishing up this step 21, and so it gives you an order to put them in, by the way. It says put this one in first, the little one, then this one, and then this one. I'm not sure I did it in that order, but it is done. And then it says make sure that the band is going through the hole back here, which mine is. Okay, I'm sure we're going to be securing that very soon. Right, which we are going to do right now, I think. Okay, so a couple of pieces here. We are having a railing going down here, I believe. Yeah. So notice this new gold that I'm using looks kind of a bit green. It's not as gold as I would have hoped. Okay, just gonna, whoops, stuck to a Coke thing that I had. I can get some free Coca-Cola. Not that I drink a lot of soda, but you know, sometimes. It kind of looks gold when I first put it on. There we go. A little bit anyway. Didn't do it particularly well, but probably would have been easier to have done it before it was on. If you get it quick, if you get it on your wood, you can get it off, like I just did. And then we are going to hold it in place with this little piece, which is going to go at the top here. So hold it all together, which goes the bigger side towards the back. I'm not sure I can actually show you actually. Let's get it in and I'll show you where it's gone. Fitted in quite easily, so it just literally clips over here, like so. Can't go wrong, she says. Right, last pot then, which only has a few pieces in too. Which this will go. Let's see what we're doing with you. So I think these need to be painted red, and this one goes on here. So I'm going to get these all painted red. Alright, so first of all I had a tiny bit of yellow on the end here because I think this is meant to be a strip light, and that goes in here to hold it all in place. Can I get it in? Oh, go back. There we go. It wasn't quite pushed all the way back, but once it is, dang it, I should have done a bit of red on the outside of it too. I didn't think it would show. And turn to the other side, we have these two pieces which are going to hold the tower together up here. So I think I'm going to have this facing me and just show you after the event. So I'm going to put the bottom one in first. You can see me struggling, there you go. This does have a decorative side and a non-decorative side. Even though I did paint it red, you can still see it just. Okay, that one's in. Easier to put one side in than the other. And again, it's got a decorative side and a non-decorative side. And that holds that in. And that is step 21 finished. We're on the half an hour mark, so we'll definitely try and get it done. So let me tidy this all up and I'll be back with 22, of which we will be starting on the roof here. Okay, step 22. So we might be really close to finishing, so it might just be that I go over the time I like to do. So it has brown on one end and not on the other. So you want the plain side facing inwards and the brown showing outwards, which has the number firmly on it, by the way. So it's like, okay, because it has a part number on it. Oh, one way round. The one with the tabs goes on the inside. I should have spotted that. Plonker. Okay. Right. Is it a number? Maybe it's just decoration. No, it's the number firmly on the outside. And then we put this, it doesn't really say which way, so you want one going in here and the one right behind it. So I'm just going to have this one with the brown facing outwards, which also has the number showing, and this one with it facing inwards. Doesn't say which way that it should be, that way or not. Doesn't say anything about the fact that it's got brown on it. And these are also different number of parts. Oh my gosh. The other way around. So 16 is on the inside. I think there's probably a difference with the tab lengths. And you want it with the cogs on the outside, so I was right doing the colours at least. So it looks like there's cogs just there. There you go, towards that side. Okay, I'll pop you back in again. Okay, I'm going to turn it around because this top part is the one it's been in a few times, and I think that's why it's so loose. Okay, turn the page. We are on page 57, believe it or not, so we are very close to finishing. New pot, and the paper will stay where it's meant to. We then have 18 and 19, so we've got 19 here, 18, so it does go this way, and it goes along here. So this was 18, so it goes on the inside with the cogs facing this way. It's not really a cog, but it kind of looks almost like it. Okay, at least I looked at the part number this time. And 19 goes in there. No idea what the difference is. Okay, and then we put E9, which is here. One at the bottom and one at the top, and they're both the same part number. So these are just to take those cogs looking things and tidy it up. Meh. Stop it. And then the other 9 goes on here. And then we're going to do the same with the other side over here. We have 2 of them to put on there too. Just make sure the brown colour is showing on the outside, even if it does have numbers written all over it. Pushed all the way in. Okay. Done. I'm going to take this piece, which is going to sit on top. Where is it catching? Just here. Well, that's the only place it's catching. I guess it's catching on the bits in between, I suppose, the tabs in between. It does make me think I should have brown on here though, doesn't it? And then we are taking 3 of these, and it doesn't say which direction particularly, but these are just going to go over like so. I don't know how much this is going to end up being seen. And like anything else, there are spares of this if you end up needing. It's actually pretty good for spares, this one. Sometimes there's hardly any, but this one's done pretty good. It even had a spare accordion piece for one of the fronts, which I thought was kind of cool. It's tight fit, but if you line it up, it goes in a bit better. Wood came out, and it's exactly the same. It doesn't say anything about colours. I'm going to go with this isn't going to be seen too much. I don't know. I don't really pay keep as original as possible. Okay, and that's that. It doesn't say which way the brown colour of them should be facing. This is the only one which hasn't fully gone in. I don't know why. Might be anything stopping it, other than it looks a bit crooked maybe. Okay. Next pot is quite a bit in this one. And we are starting with this strange looking thing, which is going to go underneath with the, I guess, the brown side out. It's going from the bottom, it's going to catch here into the two at the front, it looks like, this one and this one. Nice easy fit. And then one of the big ones, D14, that's that one, which goes the opposite side, and it just goes through here with the spokes going upwards. Like so. And then these two on the sides, so we've got 16 and 15, 16 is this side. Nope, take it all back. Started on this piece, which isn't coloured at all. Facing this way, and brown facing outwards. And they are different size tabs, like this one and this one's different. So like so. Oh, and then this goes on top of it. And it slots in to the sides down here and here. She says, really not wanting to do that. It doesn't slot in at all, by the way. I don't think. Just leans kind of against it. This one's going more, surely. I think it goes in more. I don't think there should be a gap. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Let me double check myself on this. Well, it definitely slots in like that. But then how can that be so? How would this be? Because this one goes on top. Okay, that one goes on top of this one. Not the other way. I was trying to put them through there, which didn't make any sense because these were in the way. Okay, a lot more sense. And then it looked like that. And there's some tabs at the bottom here. Just catch those as well. Okay, moving on then. I do worry, yes, I worry about my sanity sometimes when I can't work these things out, but we are where we are. Alright, so there's quite a few parts again, and we want E49, this one, and this one, and these are going to poke outwards. They do have decoration on, and they are going to go here on each side. With the pattern facing outwards, so. Then let's put that to one side for a second and we'll make it apart. So I'm taking this one and there's a lot going on here. Okay, so first things first, we need this piece is going to go through here. And that's going to hold which piece? 53. There's that one. Okay, and followed by this little one on the end. It definitely needs to go in further. It looks like it's this way round. With that showing there. Then on the back here we have these three going to be going so they point outwards like so. Got colour on one side and not on the other, but I'm not sure that's going to matter. Well, they're meant to all be the same, but this one has a tab at the bottom, so I don't think that's the right piece. Or I put it in upside down, which is, yeah, that's why that went. Right piece, just put it in upside down. Make sure those are all home. Okay. It doesn't show much, does it, that red? As I throw it all over the place anyway. Okay. And what else are we doing? Now we're putting that in the front of here. So there's a tab here that's going to go in there, and these three will reach there. Only just poking. I don't know what she thinks she's hearing. Let's go over that again. Right. It's a very decorative top, isn't it? And then we have these pieces going to go on. So we have 46, there's 38, that's going to go on the opposite side, down here. And there's tabs all the way around. So pop those in, like so. Okay, we're on about 45 minutes, but there really isn't much left. So I think we're just going to make it a long video, guys, and finish it up. What do you think? So bear with me. 47, there's this side. Doesn't look like it's going to go that side, does it? Yes, is there? That's what it says it wants to do. And this one goes this side. It's got holes in there which match the holes from the underside. So there's holes here, and it does match with those. So it's 46. And then you have the two ends going to go on to 41, which goes in. Where'd you go, my friend? Oh, there's a little tab behind here, very small, goes in there. Again, with the decorative side pointed outwards, so it slips over and in. Yeah, first one went in fine. always going to be 1. Always, always, always. There we go. Okay, that's that pot done. Next is another lot of big items. Wow, that's got a lot of items. Okay, let's see. Where shall we start? So we've got some gold pieces. We are going to put this through a small circle. Don't think it matters which way it goes. Push it all the way in, followed by it going over one of these. So that's going to need to go in. Oh, okay, and then this with that going through the slot there in the middle holds it all in place. Doesn't see which way anything's meant to be facing colour-wise, but I'd imagine it's looking like it's going to be a light, so I'd imagine you want that gold facing downwards. If my gold looked more gold than yellow, green, then I'd probably get the rest of this painted up. Maybe I'll do that anyway. So you make 2 of those up, so let's do the other one, and then make a decision on colouring. I actually think it'd be okay without it being coloured particularly. This one doesn't want to go in as well as the other one did. Okay, and then these 2 are going to go on the front here into these here. Okay, and those are in like so. Sorry, failed. And right, next we are going to put the edges on. So, oh, no, we're not. We're putting all these little things on. So it says to make sure you know the direction of what they're doing. So you want they're colour coded, like you've got brown on one side, and you want the square top going towards upwards. And are they all the same pieces? They are not. You've got 19s and you've got 9s. Oh, did I mark any of them? No, I didn't. Oh. Okay, but they are written on. So this is 19 on this side, which goes here. I reckon it's up this. Can't be. It does not want to go in there, no. Okay. And let's start at the front. So I guess you want the brown on the outside is really what you're looking for. And it is meant to have the flatter side upwards, so it does go in. Wow. Take that out. Now it makes me wonder. So this one goes in here. They're not easy to put in. There we go, that one went in. I'm going to go back on me. Sorry, just had to take you out for a moment. It's quite a close fit to put these in, by the way. Okay, and this one's going to be a 9. So I think the difference is where the brown is basically because you want it pointing outwards. It's kind of got a lip on the bottom though. Makes you think it is the other way around. Makes me think it's the other way around. Either that or I'm just not getting it in far enough. It's a little tricky to see from the photo. This one's a lot flatter against it than this one. So I'm thinking that's not right. Alright, let me separate them out. Okay, so got those two in, got those back in. Then I just don't overly know the difference other than they face different directions. So you always want to have the flat bit towards the top. It does have numbers on it, but they're a little tricky for my eyes to see, unfortunately. So just always make sure you have the brown facing outwards. That's my thought process. And on here. Not that easy. Kind of really makes you want to do it that way, to be honest with you. Maybe that is the way. If that is the way, then this one would be over here. No, that's not the way. Was the way I had it. Okay, it does click in. Well, some do. One did. And basically if you follow that pattern all the way around, you'll have something that looks kind of like that. Well, when that one goes in. Okay, so something like so. Then we are taking these, and these go in. Oh, I see the tops of these on the ends. Like so. I feel these definitely should be a different colour. Oh man, they're a different colour. That's alright then. Oh, don't do what I just did, put pressure on it. That was really daft. Not particularly a great fit, by the way. Very much not that light. I guess we're going to resolve that it's not a great fit in a moment. This one doesn't have any colour on it at all. Entry 17, which is when this goes towards the back, which is right. So like so. I don't overly like how this fits. And then this goes on the top. which where you've got the tabs here, they fit through those. So then that will hold everything in place. Like I say. Okay, so these need to go like right down, I guess. Maybe that'll hold it in better. Okay, that's good. Well, that one popped up again, but it was a bit better. Okay, leave it to go over even. Broke that light now. Don't put any pressure on the front like I tried to do. A lid fitting. Okay, let me get this light mended. Actually, maybe I'll do it in a moment. Let's see what we're doing next. And then we're putting it on the model. So I think I'm going to get it on the model. No, I'll get it fixed. I'll definitely know. Alright, I think we're just going to end up making it a long video. So, got that mended. It's no problem, and because I had time to sit. So what you want to do is put this on your model so that the lights are on the front, and you're catching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs all together. So hopefully, kind of want to do the front first. Oh, it just slipped in. Okay. If I knew anything else would. Whether it slipped in right or not, it's a whole nother story. Oh, lining that up is tricky. Okay, back to this while she's out. Must go there. It's tight fit. Let me give that a wiggle. Didn't take a moment, of course, when I stopped the video to do it. Maybe it's meant to be like a helicopter pad or something. What do you think? This isn't in right. I know that. Doesn't feel in right. Actually feels less than right. I might see if there's a spare piece for that. Not now. Okay, onward. So now that that's in, we have this piece here, which also has a decorative side, number 40. That's 39. There's one there, 4 would be 40. It does have a little bit of decor, so 40 goes around on the side to hold it together, like so, which does slot in quite nicely. And the same with the other side will be this one, which is 39. Definitely has. It's not easy to put in this side anyway. The other side was relatively straightforward. sleeve. Followed by making a middle part, which is this one. So we have this on this side and the back to it, like so. All the decorative side on the outside. So I want to pop this through that middle piece as far as you can. The red side outwards, and you want it to go with the shoulder of this part in the middle, so that there's a tab on either side. Same with this one. Don't drop it. Although she's out right now, I may never find it again. The carpet monster would come along and eat the piece. Okay, and last one, which will go down here. Do it the right way would be helpful. I mean, I don't think it matters which colour you're going to is facing on that particular part, because they're identical, and these two pieces are the same number, so there's no difference in them. And then you want the other one on the back of it. I'll give it a squeeze. Which works for almost everything. I chipped it a fair bit. Around the chip, the end on both sides. Okay, and then this goes on. Pieces on here, goes through here with the red side pointed outwards, I think. Doesn't really tell you. All the way through, like so. Okay, so I haven't taken the middle out, so I actually didn't damage it really. I was just being dippy. So this can go on, and this goes on the front on these two here. And it says pack, so it's going to the packing station. Then I'm going to put that together, just put the end on like so. And this goes in our chimney with the 1897 at the bottom. Hasn't been going long then, has it? Must be the new one. Okay, and that's that section done. And then on to this one. And I've done a little colouring, nothing too major. Perhaps if I get the right way around now. So let's get these going in. Let me see, doing it the opposite way to what I really should be doing. So that's going to be the bottom. This is going to be the top, so I was right. Okay. I really didn't do much colour into it. The minimal amount, really. Takes out some of the brown. Okay, almost done. And put this on. Now, I did go and colour those others as well with some gold marker that I got, because I actually regretted it on that other box that we made towards the beginning of the build. So this one goes not in that way, on this side, all the way down, and this one goes on top of it. Alright, we have one parcel, and just got a touch of red around it, nothing major, so that's kind of how that is looking. And then this, with that tab, is going to sit on right in the middle at the top here. Okay, nice and easy. And then we have some signs coming in. That pot, this one I think. We have our elf here, and he's going to sit on this corner, like so. Make sure that's it. And then we have this signpost, which is going to go up here. So that's what we're doing there. Put him in. Got this one going to go in up front. I have to look at it clearly. So close to finishing now. And then two railings, one on that side and one. Ooh, it's not going to go there. Well, it is if I've had the right piece. Two different size pieces, so one's going to go here on this far side here. Now different size tabs too. So I don't want to break it. And this one goes, I believe, here. In place I could see it going. It is right on this side. And gold side facing forward. Not 100% in, but almost. Doesn't make it a long video, guys, I'm sorry. But I thought when you get to this far, it's like, well, you better might as well just finish it. And the last pieces. So we are doing, we have those all in. Drop the pot on Juliet's head. She's like, I just settled. What are you doing to me? So I'm going to put this through here. Through here. And this holds our ring, which has gold on one side. Let's fit the square peg in the round hole. And then the signpost down here with the arrow pointing upwards, it says. Okay, so it's got a little arrow on it. Points up, goes in here, and this is the very last piece we are putting on the model. And then we'll give a final test, and then I'll get a short done. This goes on the model on the side here. And it's going to go in that hole at the top there, and there's a hole I think down there. Yeah. Okay, let's put you in first. Well, mine doesn't particularly go well in the hole at the bottom there, but it is on. Really get it to catch anything, and I don't wish to break it. It says it's in, and that's what we have, my friends. So let's get you scrolled out. Alright, here we go. How exciting. Okay, let's turn the music off for now. Oh, and this has stopped working, so let me go sort that. Alright, all fixed. So I pretty much took it apart and started again. However, what I really needed to do was get at this little screw behind the parcel, right down here, and at the screw at the back. So I only need to take off this side panel here, which meant also taking off the front. But that's all I actually needed to do. So it wasn't too bad. but I did put a bit more wax on it. I gave it some of the looser wax and things like that while I was at it. So interesting thing about this is once it's been running so long and it decides to stop running now, probably about 10 minutes, then the lights will stay on, but no movement, nothing else goes on, no music or anything. So that's what we have, and that is how it is looking. How friggin' fantastic is that? Excuse the language, but how awesome. It is probably by far right up there as far as models go. I mean, I'm very much into the season and things like that anyway. So this is what it looks like on the side. You can see the guy looking out the window. You can see the fireplace room. Obviously those doors open. I do it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I'm not sure why it came loose, by the way, on the screws, but it did. And then we also have the back as well, and you can see again through the window we have our sliding door that we can do. Not from this side, sorry, she's pretty busy. It's time for dinner. Actually it's not, she's an hour early, but there is a sliding door, easy to do. Probably if I was holding it differently, but you can see here, and she pokes through and it goes away again. Juliet. And yeah, so that's where we are. It is done. Very, very happy with this build. Didn't overly go over much edges or anything like that. Did a few here and there, but that is how we are looking. I am very, very happy with it. I lost one piece, by the way, in my whole taking it apart, which was there were 2 clips here. There's only one now. I've looked everywhere. I can only assume that Juliet had a snack. Because I have no idea where it went, but might find it tomorrow if she doesn't get it, if it has dropped on the floor, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, there we have it. So as to see this better, this is what we have. How I love it. So I'll get a short done of it, also do a review. I mean, you know, there are a few things wrong with it. I did break quite a few pieces. Overall, there are a lot of spares. Unfortunately, not many spares for the parts that I broke. Alright, so any comments are very much appreciated. Do please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate every single one of you. I highly, highly, highly recommend this build. I really do think, let's see if I can zoom out a bit more. I really do think it is fantastic. I don't know why I never saw it advertised. I think it came out quite a while ago. It came out a while ago too. So not even sure why I didn't see it beforehand, but here we are. How great is that? And everything works perfectly. So if you do have a problem, just look at those screws on this wheel and you'll be fine. Most of all, take care of you guys. Take care. Bye bye now.